Dear students, in this video we explain the poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. It is a poem by Robert Frost, written in 1922 and published in 1923. This is very popular poem of Robert Frost and it is very famous poem written by Robert Frost. This is the picture of the poet Robert Frost. Robert Frost, was an American poet. His full name was Robert Lee Frost. His work was initially published in England before it was published in United States. And he was born in 26 March 1874, San Francisco, California, United States. And he died on 29 January 1963, Boston City of United States. And his famous poems, there are many famous poems, among them The Roads Not Taken and the other poems as the Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening is a very famous poem. And he got American Academy of Art Awards and gold medals for poetry and Pulitzer Prize for poetry. He was very famous poet. And now we will explain you the poem. And before explaining the poem, we will discuss you the title. Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening is a very attractive title. It shows that this poem is about the nature and full of natural scene, because there is the use of the woods. Here woods means forest. Snowy evening, it is the beautiful evening full of snow all over the natural scene. So the title is clear. Now I shall study the poem and explain you. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though he will not see me stopping here to watch the woods fill up with snow. It is the first stanza of the poem. Whose woods these are, I think I know. Whose woods these are? It is the question. And the poet is answering self. I think I know. He is saying that he knows the whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though, and the owner of the forest is near the village. The house of the owner is near the village. He will not see me stopping here. And the owner of the forest is unable to see the poet stopping in this forest to watch the woods fill up with snow. And the poet enjoy the beauty of the forest. It is full of snow, the leaves, the forest, the trees, and there are snow all over the branches of the trees. So it looks very beautiful. And now the second stanza. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. Now I shall explain you. My little horse must think it queer. Queer means strange. It means the poet is not alone. He comes to the forest with he came forest with his little horse. And my little horse must think it queer. And now the poet feels that his horse, little horse, think it is strange to stop without a farmhouse near, as there is no farmhouse in the forest and near the forest, so it is very strange to stay here between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. And it is very strange in the two ways. There are two reasons. First is that there is no farmhouse, and the second is that there is a frozen lake. There is no drinking water. The water of the lake has frozen because of the cold, the darkest evening of the year, and it is the very dark all around the forest. The forest looks dark and full of snow. And now the third stanza. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and drowny flake. He gives his harness bells a shake. Here he is used for the little horse. As horse cannot speak in words, so he gives the signal and ring his bells as he say to ask if there is some mistake, and the horse wants to he wants to aware his master, the poet, that he is in mistake. There is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and drowny flake. And there is only the sound of the bells of the horses, and the only other sound, and the other sound of the sweep of the easy wind. It is the sound of the wind that goes away, and the drowning flake that goes away, it gives the other sound. It is the odd sound. And now we look at the last stanza of the poem, and before reading it, I want to inform you that it is very important lines of the poems, as it is the inspiring lines that the P.T. Nehru, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, always kept on his table, reading table, and it is very inspiring line. It gives the inspiration to him. And now the lines, the last stanza. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promised to keep. And miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. It is a repetition of line. The woods are lovely, dark and deep. In the last stanza, the poet is describing the beauty of the forest, the natural beauty. The woods are lovely. The forest looks very lovely as it is full of snow, and dark and deep. There is darkness, and the deep, it means it is dense. It is full of the trees, and there is the natural beauty all over the forest. But I have promised to keep. So the poet wants to stay, but at once he realizes his duties. But I have promised to keep, and he himself realized that he has to do some duty for his family, for his friends, for his country, and so he says that, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. And so he decides to go, to continue his journey before stay, and to